Hey, I know this might be a bit much, but I was already writing letters, so it seemed easier just to make them into a giant final art project. I have to get this off my chest. It's been eating at me since we broke up. Maybe I never got full closure or something. Since moving here, I have more time to stare out windows of the bus, think about what I left behind. Everything. Everyone here is new. All I have are my memories. Maybe it's because I don't have the constant physical reminders of your existence here like I used to. I think I conditioned myself to think of you, so here I am, on the other side of the country, finally writing a letter of what I wish you had known. I had never intended to bring up stories about you to anyone. I really hadn't wanted to come here burdened, but I just needed to tell someone about how wonderful you were. I guess talking about you made me feel more grown up about everything. The more I talked about it, the more I could move forward. I've always wondered if my standards are too high. I know I have tight constrictions for who I would ever let myself love. Perhaps I allowed my anxieties to get in the way of naturally caring for others. Maybe I could have changed myself to relax and love you. Why does it always seem so natural for others? I knew before, during, and after our relationship that boys make me nervous. It's not like a crippling handicap, but it's enough to cause significant stress. I hadn't realized how aggravatingly stressful boyfriends are for me until I was with one. You were my first boyfriend. The guy who courted me like the perfect gentleman. You won over my parents instantly. You gave me cute mementos. I never felt pressured. You were so lovely. But I pressure myself. I am far too serious, anxious, and weird to be with you. And you, far too silly, boisterous, and weird for me. I do care about you, you know. Every once in a while I like to check up on you. Not that Facebook or Plenty of Fish tell me much, but I like to think that there's someone out there who I shared something larger than myself with. Someone who appreciated me for me. But I was scared, and I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry I can't put my trust into men instantly. I'm so sorry I ever hurt you. I constantly wish I could go back in time and know sooner that I wouldn't be the one for you, and that I wouldn't have to break any hearts. I have so many words, and I worry excessively about which ones to write. I've always told myself I wouldn't be the crazy ex-girlfriend. I hope this doesn't end up like that. I know one last friend on Facebook isn't a big deal. It's totally normal. I went through my own delete a bunch of people phase, but you're still friends with my mom. I think the whole thing bothers me because we were something. We cared for each other, and in the click of a button, it never existed. After you unfriended me, I was miserable. I was perturbed you had even done it, without doing it to a bunch of other people. It felt very purposeful, poignant, and somehow, I know it shouldn't be a big deal. But it keeps reminding me of how lonely I am. And sure, in 10 years, I will stay up late drinking red wine and Googling random people from my past. And I will find you and add you once more on Facebook, and we can all laugh about this. You had kept saying, I hope that when we see each other next time, we will be able to smile, say hello, and wave. And I didn't get it. Sure, I can be intensely awkward, but I wouldn't be rude. I would never question being friendly to you. So the idea of you saying, I hope we will be able to say hello, smile, and wave, seemed utterly redundant. And then I realized, perhaps you were saying these things for yourself. What became a real shock was one of the evenings that I was moping about you. I was looking back at my blog, reading all the stories from last year when we were together. And then I realized that it had been a year since you had asked me to be your girlfriend. Was it the anniversary that reminded you? I felt sick. I wanted to puke, but I couldn't. Did I do that much damage that a year later you would still be upset? Or maybe you're not at all. Maybe you just grew sick of my stupid posts. So here I am, writing this letter from my film class, hoping that this will become an amazing work of art, and I'll put it on YouTube, and I'll send you a link, and you will watch it, and you'll nod to yourself about how it's all so true, and yes, you forgive me. And because I finally put my worries and fears into words and art, you understand, and everyone's spirits are immensely lifted, and you add me back as a friend, and we awkwardly talk about how life is, and then we can go back to ignoring each other and posting about all the great shit that is happening in our lives. Maybe that's what I yearn for. Forgiveness. Assurance that there's nothing else I can do for you.